This is KDNA Yakima with Stereo Transmitter Link WDT 826 in Granger. Buenos días, Radio Cadena está en el aire. KDNA opera diariamente con 4.2 kilowatts de potencia y 91.9 MHz.
This is Radio KDNA, broadcasting in the Yakima Valley since December 1979. The station grew from a dream to a reality due to the hard work of a handful of people who saw a need for a non-commercial FM radio station to serve a special clientele. Located in Granger, Washington, on the second floor of a social service agency, Radio KDNA is on the air from 6 a.m. until midnight, 7 days a week.
El Exxon Nuclear Company nos manda unos anuncios aquí de trabajo. Están aceptando aplicaciones para un clerk typist.
This may seem like an unusual building to house a radio station that broadcasts to over 50,000 people. But then Radio Cadena is an unusual station. In addition to the usual music and entertainment shows, it plays an important part in distributing information to the Mexican-American community here.
Esos servicios necesitados a la gente de labor. Yeah. Muchas gracias por el reporte.
Bueno, ok, ya nos vemos.
Adiós.
One function that the station provides for its listeners is job referrals. Since farm work is seasonal, and many of the farm workers are year-round residents, finding work the rest of the year is very important. So several times during the day, job listings are read over the air.
Con más información de empleo, a los diferentes institutos educacionales nos mandan los siguientes información.
Education and information are key functions of Radio KDNA, and station manager Rosa Ramón talks about the kind of information KDNA provides.
Well, for the first time, in the entire Northwest, and Radio Cadena is the first in the nation that is, a non-commercial station that's almost 100% Spanish language, is that we're providing information, we're providing educational programming, we're providing, cultural programming. It's never existed before. And even though there has been information, there's been, services available to the community, they've never really been aware of those benefits because there wasn't a method of disseminating, that information to the community. Radio Cadena is doing that.
Cadena in Spanish means network, and that is literally what station KDNA is, a network of news and information reaching from Hermiston, Oregon to Wenatchee and throughout the Yakima Valley. At the time of the explosion of Mount St. Helens, KDNA was a reassuring voice for those farm workers who were afraid and uncertain of what the disaster might mean to them, their families, and their jobs. The station was 5 years in development, starting with little money but many dedicated volunteers.
Applying for a construction permit, then receiving the construction permit, and then from there on actually, building your studios, setting up your tower, an 80-foot tower, digging 4-foot holes in the ground with rocks, by hand.
Times are a little easier now. KDNA is getting memberships from groups and individuals, as well as a few grants and contracts. The most unique contract is one that provides money for actually training farm workers in radio, with the hope of having it lead to a job outside of farm working. KDNA has worked hard to put together news and information that is useful to the Mexican-American community. Here the news staff talks about important upcoming stories. Mario Alvarez, news director, talks to Julio Guerrero, program director, and Norma Olguien about issues of importance.
The top story that we have today, one which we will spend a lot of time investigating, is the current stage of the bilingual education project that the school district of Mapton might find itself in.
Under the law, bilingual, bicultural programs must be offered to students and based on a plan of compliance.
We want to find out where they are in the plan, because we already have officials telling us that they are in compliance with the Lau versus Nichols decision of the Supreme Court.
Mario has made arrangements to meet with the principal of the Mabton School, the superintendent of the school district, and the person in charge of administering this federal program. Some concern has been expressed within the Mexican-American community over whether or not there are enough teachers and staff for the bilingual bicultural program.
And there were approximately 79 children who qualified as being in need of bilingual education.
And there are 9 staff members spread from kindergarten through high school for those 79 students. Mario isn't sure that that is enough, and he asked the principal to tell the Mexican-American listeners about the current effort.
Para que sea verdaderamente aceptada por los estudiantes.
Oh, sí, sí. Es muy aceptada por los estudiantes, hasta por los padres. Visita las casas.
All of the people Mario talked to today expressed their willingness and concern to adequately meet the needs of Chicano children in school.
Come and visit us and come see what we're doing, and if we're not doing it right, as I told you in there, give us suggestions, and if the suggestions are feasible, and if they're to the best interest of the student, we'll do it.
Bilingual education is particularly important to the Mapton School District, since 60% of these students are of Mexican-American background. Mario and the staff of Radio KDNA feel that the issue is important enough to devote a special report to what has occurred during the interview at the school district offices.
El día de hoy nos dimos cuenta de parte de oficiales del Distrito Escolar de Mapton que dice que de acuerdo con lo esperado por la Oficina para los Derechos Civiles en Seattle, el distrito ya contaba con lo que oficiales llamaron un programa de educación bilingüe completo.
Rosa talks about other programs of special interest to the Mexican-American community.
Well, is there a program that seems to be the favorite of all of the listeners?
We have several favorites. I don't think there is a program that doesn't have, a following in the community, but Jardin de los Niños is a very popular program, not only with youngsters, but, with everyone. They're adults, senior citizens, everybody enjoys Jardin.
And the kids get pretty involved with the stories.
Si vas a la fiesta. Chiquitines que son mis amigos, si me están oyendo y me miran en la fiesta, quiero que me saludan.
They even get a chance to call into their favorite characters and talk or sing.
¡Bravo! No te sabes otra canción.
Ándale.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Is there any
Not all the programs are in Spanish, though.
Yes, we do. We have English programming. It's in the evenings. It's called Programas en Inglés, programs in English. And we have a jazz and blues program. During the day, we also do have, bilingual programming at different points throughout the day. There's a topic that we feel that needs to be also expressed in English. The programs are done bilingually. And that's necessary because I don't think a lot of people realize, even though our community a lot of it is very much monolingual, there's a lot of younger people who really don't speak Spanish, fluently. They're more comfortable with the English language.
Ultimately, KDNA's success lies in its community involvement, and it's visible at many local events. The community also gets a chance to get involved with the station, so a real participatory relationship exists.
Buenas Noches, which is our call-in public affairs program, which is on the air every day, 5 days a week, in the evenings, is also very popular with the community. It's a time that they can express some opinions or ask some questions, about specific issues that involve them.
Es así como Radio Cadena concluye otro día más de transmisión. Esperando contar con su amable atención, a nombre del personal y voluntarios de Radio Cadena, le deseamos muy buenas noches. This is KDNA FM, Yakima.